Welcome back to Etherflux Hunters. It's Dungeons and Dragons in space with bounty hunters. I'm CT Avis. I'm your dungeon master, and these fellas are your bounty hunters. Gentlemen, hello.
How goes?
It
Hello.
goes. Get a little music going on here from Tabletop Audio. Down it a little bit. Hey, Power Man! No way! What's going on, boss?
Fireman's here? Hey,
He
hey,
is.
what up?
Found his way over. Caitlin, hello. Good to see everybody. Hey, look, I'm a real YouTuber, guys. I'm talking to the chat.
Right, launch the map. Doop, doop, doop.
All right, so let's see what we got. Stream is healthy. Cool. All right, so when we last left the hunters, you had infiltrated the weapons division as medical personnel, trying to figure out exactly what had happened to the funding to robotics. You were working on behalf of your boss, Jimbo, and the floor security officer, but obviously that's just your cover identity. So your real interest was trying to figure out exactly what was going on so that you might get a clue as to your next step. Most recently, you had left the Githyanki engineer, Omarth, in the hands of a enemy without even realizing it. So you lost your mark, you lost your prey. And that doesn't sit well with you, I can assume. So you've been trying to figure out a lead on where to get that person back. Would anybody care to share what they remember from the intelligence you gathered from the weapons division last week?
Arnulf managed to get a hold of a memo, sort of, but it was shredded up in a way that I couldn't quite get to read it, so I'm going to have to pass that off to somebody.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, I see here. Arnold finds a note on a terminal that is telling weapons division people to increase work to 16-hour days on Sven's machine. He also finds something about an asset being acquired, but it's torn and singed. Templeton finds out something about a new focusing lens technology. Abraxas finds a note marked with today's date to have people talk to others that make the glass, and lenses might be about 2 meters in diameter for small-scale prototyping. They all have the funding they need for the lens. The lens is actually on an extraplanar scale. Abraxas wonders if it isn't part of meta thinking, perhaps. We go into the weapons lab with Sven and are met by a dragonborn named Mr. Crutchfield. Everyone in there seems to be very happy to be working, but also to be pulled away from the regular work. There are lots of guns and melee weapons and wands and pieces of armor being worked on. Abraxas is able to find a way to sneak into a weapons division terminal. Templeton finds files for schematics are coming from above, literally above, a floor above. Some floor above, I should say. Abraxas is then able to break into a terminal, finds that data coming into the weapons division is through a one-way subspace communications. And it is coming also from somewhere above, literally. We also find something called Project Poor Souls, which is related possibly to the new lens technology. There is a chat that we were able to see related to not having the stone, and something else about the ethics of the project. We also noticed that the chats are marked from today, but why is that chat on this particular terminal? Is it being streamed to this room? Or someone in this room infiltrating the info themselves? That's just a thought that Abraxas had. And that's, I believe, where we left it.
Yeah, that was a good haul of intelligence. So,
Yeah.
as you leave the weapons floor, perhaps you use the elevator to kind of make it seem like you're going other floors before you eventually wind back up on robotics. Now you're faced with the quandary. What are you going to tell the security chief and or Jimbo, and what will you keep to yourselves? So maybe there's a moment on the elevator car where you guys can discuss this.
Yeah, I even have a note for myself. What do I tell Azzy?
That's true. Yeah, because that's true. Yeah, you both. Actually, you both were independently. Abraxas had been asked by Ozzy, Virgin Daughter, to go and see what was up with weapons. At the same time, while Jimbo was having a conniption fit in his office, head of security asked Arnolf and Retzow, not using their undercover names, to try to find out and put a crew together, and that crew turned out to be you guys. So would you guys want to talk about it?
The fact they're super excited, maybe even saying that they're pulling like 16-hour shifts, that we could pass along. It's really innocuous. And
Can tell them about the that they have acquired some kind of asset that likely has caused them to gain the funding. We will not show them the note.
I'm in agreement with that. We can keep the note to ourselves.
Yeah, I'm thinking I should be kind of honest. That's at least about the lens, what we found about it. She trusts me.
yeah, that way we're actually giving her something. It's not anything groundbreaking other than the fact that it's, well, who knows, maybe it does groundbreak, but that's neither here nor there right now.
I floated the idea of maybe the work together between floors.
Yes.
Use
Yeah.
some of their weapon mounting techniques for robot vulnerability. Perhaps we convince somebody on our floor to move forward with that.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to point out, and maybe even, a way to get funding back for this. I guess if we're gonna try and help them, give them that as a, way to get some of their funding back. Not that I'm totally pleased with the idea of everything, but who knows? More we can find out, more we can maybe stop later. And if we're on the outside, we can't find anything out.
All right, and with that conversation concluded, the elevator car opens up on robotics floor. I assume you guys have ditched your medical disguises and are back in your regular office worker disguises.
Yes.
Who am I?
Please give me a deception check, everyone.
I knew I was playing this game. You'd think I would remember to get my dice out.
Ha ha ha! A bold assumption.
Oh, Arnold.
Deception.
Wow. I'm cat belling the first roll of the game.
Same.
Ooh. Well, I can see Arnold's.
Oh, phew.
Better.
Mine was worse.
Hey, somebody rolled a nat 20.
That's a.
It color codes it. Let's go. Rats out.
Yeah, like I said, mine was worse than Arnold's first roll. So,
Oh.
yeah, anyways.
Oh no.
I like to think that the elevator doors open and there's all of us, and nobody sees Rets out. They just see a potted plant.
Though I don't have the charisma to back it, my deception was on par with being shady.
Practice,
18.
practice.
Corvac's shady? No.
No.
Could be shady if his name was Slim.
Not our incredibly friendly bird friend,
Oh yeah.
who everyone likes and no one is creeped out by.
Okay.
Reminds
Alright.
me of something. I'll play you guys later.
All right, so let's transition back into the office space so we can.
The good doctor Reginald Smith will go back to the med bay.
Suppose I'll pretend to do work.
Okay.
Braxis goes
Security.
back to the area and casually looks for Azzy.
Casual style.
He's flying his desk casually.
And Ritzau is with Arnolf going back to security.
Yo.
All right, let's pick it up there. Kaz looks up to you.
I
I'm
like-
just going to call him Kaz for the sake of simplicity. Oh, and
I was
Yes.
gonna say I like how it doesn't matter where the hell I go.
sorry, Cortex. All right.
It's fitting. No, it's on brand.
So I'm not going to call Kaz. I'm going to call him Kaz from now on, just to help have some audio distinction between the names. He looks up at you and what'd you find out? You weren't up there that long. What'd you find out?
Apparently, they have acquired some kind of assets. Could not find any information what said that this asset was. Was likely what has provided them with whatever it is that has got them funding. They are working 16-hour shifts. Very, very pleased with what they are working on. Some kind of weapon. Large lenses, 2 meters big.
Wow, you got all that? That's you're my top guys. I mean, you're my only guys right now, but you're if I had more, I'd imagine you'd be the top of them. 2-meter lenses. What could those be for? Really big eyeglasses?
Don't know. Strange to have eyeglasses on weapon. Ah, which brings me to another possibility to maybe get funding back.
Oh,
I have floated the idea to them. Maybe they speak with our floor. Perhaps put weapon on robot or something. Maybe there could be a joint project to get some funding back.
yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Well, Jimbo will love this stuff. You guys did a great job. If you weren't security officers, I'd give you the rest of the day off, but unfortunately, I do need you to stick around. Was there anything else?
I got to fire one of their weird pitchfork fire throwers. Very fun.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. We gotta get to know those guys better. All right. So
They
now,
have neat toys.
all right, we'll flip over to Abraxas, going back to Ozzy.
Oh, hey, yeah, I didn't realize you were watching me work. Alt tab. Yeah. So as I feel like I've said this already, but this is on the download. Download? Keep this quiet. Like, we were able to sneak up onto the weapons division, right? And first of all, they got some cool stuff up there. They got this pitchfork thing that, I don't know, like melts targets. We got to get our hands on one of those. Just saying.
Okay, that would be good on a robot.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, I'd freaking requisition one for me for personal use. I'd rather not explain. There's some weeding I need to do. And a pitchfork is great for gardening. Yeah,
Okay.
so
What did you find out aside from a pitchfork?
oh, right. They got all kinds of armor up there, and they got all right, now that guy's not listening. So listen, one of the things that I was thinking is, do you think there might be a way to get weapons division to work a little more hand in hand with robotics? Because it doesn't seem like it would make very much sense, right? For the research that we do here, it could easily be adapted to the technologies that they're using up there, and vice versa, and is also the other way around and backwards. that way there's some sort of togetherness, right? And companionship between the working, and maybe we can somehow redirect some of the funding back towards robotics. I don't know. It's just an idea.
She runs
That's
one of her long blue
that's
fingers through her hair. We'd have to give them something. We'd have to maybe reveal a secret. Not the big one, she says, giving you a knowing look. But
you
one
might
of
need
them.
to explain big. Oh, yeah. Oh no. Oh, tell him that guy over there is a spy. I don't like the way he looks at me anyway. Not that guy. The other guy.
The janitor.
I'm not looking at you.
Oh. He does give me the heebie-jeebies though. But anyway,
Ask for them.
listen, it's just a thought. I'm just getting it out there. Maybe laying a little groundwork. Maybe we can come up with an idea. I certainly shouldn't be the one to be doing the talking, right? But more importantly, I found out that there's this thing, right, that they're working on. It's some sort of lens.
A lens.
It's some sort of super focusing lens. Now, they've been working on it, and they've got a lot of people working on this highly expensive glass, right? But it's about 2 meters in diameter, which is pretty big. However, I think this is a scale prototype. Like, I don't think this is actually 2 meters in size. I think we're talking, I don't know if we're talking like 1/32nd scale, 1/72nd scale, 1/100 scale, 1/144th scale, 1/200 scale, 1/500 scale, 1/1000 scale.
I get it.
Okay, but I'm thinking it's going to be large by huge. You know what I'm saying?
Why would they
1/5000.
Why would they need anything like that? What could they possibly hook that to? Not
To
even,
focus something big.
and not even our friend downstairs is capable of that sort of. I mean, a 2-meter lens array, I could see, sure, no problem. Maybe even a bit bigger, but
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is maybe does your project downstairs need some sort of giant monocle? Because that's the only thing I could think of.
Well, if it's what I think it is, I mean, I'm sure you've played with magnifying glasses and such, telescopes. You know what a lens can do when energy is directed into it.
Of course, focusing it down to a more powerful, centralized focus beam. Sure.
Exactly. Wow, that was actually smart. We could put. I mean, I wouldn't mind having something like that on our friend.
I mean, I was actually thinking of something that I'm temporarily calling a particle projection cannon. And I was just thinking that we could use some sort of focusing lens to magnify the particle projection into a focus beam and maybe mount it on its arms.
But what would the power source be? You still need
Again,
you still need an
something
emitter. You
large
still
by-
need a battery or something.
Yeah, something large by huge. I didn't find any information on that, but yeah, that's what I found. I don't know what they're using it for.
Well, good
But
work.
I figured if anybody needed to know, it's going to be you.
Good work, Hugo. I will think about this, and maybe I'll bring this to Jimbo.
All right, be real careful, like, though. I mean, I don't know, who we can trust around here. Especially not that weird bird janitor guy. I mean, I've been talking to him at lunchtime, but I don't know. I think he licks the wrappers from the candy I eat.
I do.
The foil ones only. I noticed the really shiny ones.
Bird.
I
It's
almost
not
want to have
bird.
him saying that in the background, in character.
All right.
I mean, everybody doesn't do that.
Does anybody
Okay.
else wish to do anything? Talk to anyone else? There's someone else that you could report to, although you may not want to do that while you're in the building.
Trying to remember whatever happened with Haversham. He hasn't shown back up, right?
Still the same day, so no, he hasn't shown
Yeah.
up for work today. He called in sick.
Okay.
What I was trying to
Well, that-
insinuate was talking to Mother.
Okay.
No, yeah, I got
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
But
yeah, that'd
definitely
be
not
later.
saying anything at work.
Oh yeah, that'd be later though.
Okay. All right. So the day passes. The security officers, you guys go on patrol around the floor again. After a while, Braxis, you see that as he does go to Jimbo's office, and if you're watching her and those guys in the cubicles, you would see Kaz get up and go into Jimbo's office as well at about the same time Ozzy does, and they're in there until regular quitting time, and they still haven't come back out yet. Some of the folks in the robotics lab are kind of like, well, wait a minute, what are we supposed to be doing? We need our guidance from our supervisor. And the cube farmers, though, they couldn't be happier because nobody's really paying attention to what they're doing right now. Do you wish to go home at the end of the day as normal, or what? What would you like to do?
I think I'd want to head home so I could report to Mother.
If anybody wants to stay behind for stealth reasons, Arnold will stay too, just so that he can be like the security guy, making sure person who didn't leave work because they forgot something at their station or whatever can get out and be checked and all that.
And the Brax. Sorry, go ahead.
Security guys may actually have. I mean, you guys do have ability to get into other restricted areas. So keep that. I don't. They're not pictured necessarily on the map, but like a restricted access area, only security is allowed to get into, or other authorized people. So that could be a place where you could stash people if you wanted to ever have somebody wait till most of the office is out and then work. I should say though, in a building like this, it runs all hours. One, because it's Everlight, there's no real nighttime, but two, because it can employ so many people, it can just keep the business the hours going.
In that vein, then Abraxas is going to work late.
All right, now there's an official way of you doing that. So you just notify security that you're working late, and you give them a relative guess as to when you'd be done. That's not unheard of.
Yeah, Mr. Great Seeker, I'm working late.
Okay, I will send a memo over to Kazi.
Appreciate that. Got some TPS reports to fill out.
Very good.
I think Quip would head back. There was still that note that we found that needed deciphering, right? I think Quip might try and devote some time towards that.
Hercules Mulligan, aka
Yes.
Templeton.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna head back.
Okay, you're heading back. So Quip Blake, Templeton, Corvex, heading back.
Yeah, I have no business here.
Arnoff's going to stay late because Abraxas is staying late. Rhett's out. Do you want to accompany the leaving party? So you got a heavy with each side?
That's fine.
Okay. Now, you guys who are leaving, are you going all the way back across town to the Braxian Arms, or are you going to stay nearby since you're not exactly aware of what Abraxas is up to?
I was figuring I'd go at least a little ways away so I could make contact in a hopefully nondescript place.
Yeah. Yeah, if we just went to like a diner or something, somewhere where you can sit off on the side and make a call.
Yeah, right around the Yale and Wutani building, there's lots of, I mean, once you get outside like the immediate corporate district, there's lots of actually quite nice restaurants. To get to a diner, you go a little bit further out. There's also coffee shops, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like a diner or a coffee shop would be an easy place to hole up for a little while, so we're not all the way across town if something happens.
So, Abraxas, what are you doing in there?
Work.
Give me a performance check.
Oh man.
Whatever you think is good.
It's his top skill.
What I'm essentially trying to do is
Sorry, not performance. I mean, give me a skill roll to see how well you perform at your fake job.
If I'm actually going to work, would that fall under Arcana?
Sure.
Okay. Oh yeah, that is going to be a Capel.
Okay.
We're getting those out of the way early, aren't we?
We are on fire tonight.
All right, 17.
That's fine. The first 3 rolls of the new campaign were a 1, a 2, and a 3.
We're hoping it doesn't set a precedent.
Eventually, we'll just get a natural 20. Or, next.
It'll just count
session.
up from there. 4,
17 to
5,
go.
6.
Yeah.
All right, with a 17, you perform your work quite admirably. You are very good at this sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to outweight them in Jimbo's office.
Yep. Okay.
But I don't mind if they see me because I'm here working and I did register as security.
So eventually the map's going to stop moving, and I'll be able to interact with it.
I flirt with Pam and then Aaron.
I was wondering when that would. Eventually, Ozzy emerges, and so does Kaz. Are you trying to observe this, Abraxas?
Yeah. Where did they? Okay, so they're up there. There's no. Is there a coffee machine? Like, because if I stay in the lab, I can't hear them.
Well, okay, so I'm just saying. Okay, you happen to look up, and because you're keeping kind of track of it, you see as the people start to emerge. Ozzy and Kaz first, followed by your favorite tabaxi, Gladys, 2 beds, and then finally Jimbo. Jimbo looks like he's had a day, but Kaz and he walk out, and they seem to be talking. Jimbo waves to Azzy in a friendly manner as she walks back to the lab, and Gladys is kind of trailing behind the other 2 as they exit. So yeah, you can go out for the yeah. There's a the break room itself is still kind of broken up, but there was a table that was set up like out here.
All right. So I come through the doors from the robotics lab and kind of do like a stretch or something, and maybe wipe down my horns, something like that. And start heading over to the coffee. I even take a look and see Azzy, and I just kind of point and just go, like, I got to get something to drink.
Yeah, if you're doing a hand gesture, remember I can't really see what you're doing.
Okay. Well, that's even funnier because I can do anything then. So then I do something like that.
Okay, so you make so you're trying to get her to come over to you, or are you just saying, "Oh, I'm just going out for a drink. I'll be back in a second"?
Nope. I'm pointing at her and like, so, do you want a cup of coffee? That sort of thing.
She nods and she starts to slowly walk over to that area. She lets the other folks get closer to the elevators. I'm gonna hide everyone else. You get Kazi coming over towards you. You have a moment where you could try to listen in on Ozzy. God, confuse myself. On Jimbo and Gladys.
Yes,
what would you like to do?
I do try not to be too obvious about it, but kind of lean, but listen.
Give me a perception check.
18.
You catch snippets of their conversation as they pass you by. The gist of which is that they have arrived at a bit of a plan, in that Jimbo is tasking Kaz with figuring out people to implement it tomorrow. It sounds like it's going to be one part, hey, let's make them an offer, and if that doesn't work, then we're going to, and then you don't hear the rest of that.
All right, Jimbo is tasking Kazi to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Gladys gives you a wink as she walks and leaves behind them.
I give her double finger guns. Because that's really awkward.
Okay, now that your head of R&D, as he is over by you, what would you like to do?
How'd everything go?
I took your idea to them, making an offer to weapons to maybe team up, put one of their weapons, these new weapons, into action on one of our platforms, our smaller platforms. And Jimbo seemed to think that was a pretty good idea. In fact, Kaz had the same idea, strangely enough. I would never call him a great mind, but apparently we were thinking alike. So we're going to show them one of our hidden prototypes, not our big friend, and make them a proposal tomorrow. And if that doesn't work, we have to figure out a way to see where they're getting their information from. You and your friends there that you worked with today. What I'm asking you to do is not without risk, and I don't just mean to your employment. Do you think you could get them to go along again?
No. I mean, yes.
Oh. You're a very confusing man.
I think I can.
Very good. We don't know what the plan is yet, but we know we need to get upstairs again. If only we knew somebody up there. I mean, we all know the CEO.
When you say upstairs, you mean past robotics and we're going up higher?
I would start from the top and work our way down if I were you. And see what... The problem is the CEO's office is perhaps the most secure site in the tower. And it would be strange to just go up there without being summoned.
How can we get him to possibly summon me? Or us? Or you?
Oh,
Or someone else?
Not me, not without Alpha. If I had the rest of Alpha here, they were icing me out right now. It's frustrating.
No chit chat at all, huh?
Oh no, there's chit chat, and the chit chat is they don't want me involved in their maneuvers right now because they don't trust me suddenly. I haven't been with them, like that was my fault, and now they're icing me out until I can prove myself trustworthy again.
Oh, that's not cool. What do you think you can do to get them to trust you?
I haven't the foggiest idea. I guess if they ask me to do something, I'll do it for them.
Well, maybe we could think of something.
All right. Let's transition back to the other guys here. Is anybody else doing anything on the exterior of the building? Or let's go to Arnold first, since he's still in the building. Are you, Arnold, are you just there in case Abraxas needs backup? Is there anything you wanted to accomplish?
Mostly it's to help cover story, and like if he needs help getting out, I can be the guy who checks the stuff to make sure he isn't leaving with anything.
Okay. Yeah, that would match. Ozzy, her clearance, you don't like. She could walk out with whatever she wants, essentially, within reason, unless you got a particular flag that came through on a memo for her. Yeah, you should go through the motions of pretending to check Abraxas on his way out.
Yep.
Templeton, was there anything you wanted to do, or were you just trying to stay nearby?
No. Once we're situated, I was gonna message Mother with our finds for the day.
All right, well, why don't you do that?
Okay. Eat poop. Yeah, just start with there's been a big change in the dynamics of the floors.
Are you texting or calling?
Texting. This is all text. What's his name? Weapons has a new asset, and I'll put that in quotes. They're making some really, really big lenses, and they're getting most of the money right now.
You see like the three little dots sort of floating back and forth. Finally says, asset. Huh. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Unfortunately, yes.
Weapons designer goes missing. Suddenly, weapons at Yellow-Wutani has inspiration for new weapons.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be there someplace.
I can't remember if we messaged him about it before, but my suspicion that the person who took yeah, what's his name? The builder.
Omarth the builder.
Yeah. Who was also the fake band member, might have been part of Alpha Squad.
You get back a message. Which one?
Don't know.
He goes through the list. Well, you saw. Who did you see?
Saw Barca, Tau, and Bird, and not sure if Azzy or Azzy, if Astra or Countenance.
We got to find out what happened to Astralegra. But that's a secondary concern. Countenance.
I don't actually know. I've just because because we heard of Countenance from Astra when we first found her, I think. Was it Countenance? See, that's one thing is that we talked about that, but I don't know what was actually decided for Countenance and how I knew about that.
Oh, we'll just say that was the name that you heard, and you don't know anything else beyond that. Probably your replacement, Mother types back.
Yeah.
That's where I would think, but that doesn't help us very much right now. Countenance is probably their disguise guy, like you were.
Right.
Could they pull a disguise that good, though? How would one look like Nomez? Which disguises that quickly if you say you thought it was the band member?
First of all, I can't remember at this point who it was that we saw. Like, was it the bass or I don't remember.
The keyboardist. It was the keyboardist. Yeah.
Keyboardist, yeah. Yeah, whether it be, somebody with the power of polymorph or somebody with actual shape changing.
Interesting. That really throws a wrench into things. We never know who could be who. Let's come up with a password. You guys can jump in here too. I assume you're around Templeton as he's texting. We should have a password so that only we know, so we can identify each other.
Butter, and if things are bad, gravy.
Butter and gravy. Got it.
Are you ordering?
I too will take buttered gravy.
There's a waitress who's writing that down now. All
I'm
right.
not even there.
3 coffees,
All right.
some butter, and some gravy. No food, though. All right, whatever.
Talk
Biscuits
about
or
butter
anything? No,
sausage.
just the butter and gravy. Thanks.
4 fried chickens and a Coke.
And a Diet Coke.
Some dry white toast.
All right. Okay. He's like, all right. Gotta move quick. I don't know if you should move tonight or wait till tomorrow. I trust your discretion in this, your judgment in this. Just let me know before you act.
Abraxas is, I'll just use his code even here. Abraxas's name.
Hugo.
Victor Hugo.
Yeah. Victor's still at work. May go check on him.
See if he comes to you. If not, then yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
I will message if we hadn't already set it up, where we went to go eat, just so that he knows where we are.
Okay. They're at the Lamb Slaughter restaurant.
Oh, I thought it was Lamb's laughter.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. That was a message to Abraxas and
Oh, okay.
Arnulf, because they were the ones that went there. All right, so, Abraxas, were you leaving?
Yeah. Now that our conversation is done, I guess I just wrap things up with Azzy. And... All right. Well, let me know what it is that I can do to help, and I'm sure I can get the team back together.
Team. I like that. Why have a squad when you could have a team? Yeah, that would show them. I'll show them who they can't trust. Thank you, Victor. You've been everything I could have hoped for.
Of course. Of course. As I always say, work as a team, never move alone.
Well, you're welcome to the Yellow Mutani building.
Thank you.
All right, with that, you leave. Are you meeting the rest of them at the restaurant?
Yes. Was it the lamb's laughter?
Yes, the lamb's laughter. I guess it wouldn't be too weird for you to be walking out with Arnulf.
Nah, probably wouldn't be weird.
You guys have been chummy.
Were there extra time?
Yeah.
Oh, Zortu, it's good seeing you. You off work?
Yes, it's been a long one.
I was thinking of getting a bite. You want to join me?
Yes, sure. Don't have any other plans.
Probably give the bill to someone else anyway. Let's go.
As long as I'm not paying.
You guys are loaded. All right. All right, so eventually, guys at the restaurant see these two walk in. Do you hail them, or what are you doing? Do you guys want to? I figure you need to discuss a plan or share your intelligence with each other.
Boy, that looks really good. I think I'll take a bowl of buttered gravy. I mean, you just go at it with a spoon, or you just pick the butter? That's really gross.
Straw, actually. I mean, I have to be careful around the straws, but yeah. When it was a little bit of a slow burn.
That was good.
That was a good little quip.
Oh.
Just don't stick it in your nose.
It's good luck. Yeah, I go ahead and listen, and I tell.
All right, so now everyone knows that the plan for your office workers tomorrow is to approach weapons with a reveal on one of their robotic platforms that could be a weapons bed for what they're testing. And if that doesn't work, they're prepared to start their own sort of espionage attempt to find out what's going on at the highest level. So, as he had said, you would need we need a reason to go to the top floor, because the elevator won't even go to the top floor without authorization. Yeah, I think that's the key points.
Mm-hmm.
Is the top floor where our devil friend is?
He's up there.
Yeah, you're asking me or the team?
Well, I'm trying to remember if he was the top floor or like just below it.
Could be a history check.
Yeah, I thought he was just.
I remember
below,
him meeting us at the top floor, but I don't know if that's where his.
Well, I will
was
say he
there,
did
but I
say
don't-
that. Well, he did say he's not the CEO.
No.
That's one.
He was very clear on letting us know that he's not the CEO. So I'm guessing he's probably like the floor under.
Arnoff with a 9 on your history check, you can't. Much like yourself, you can't really remember. Anybody else?
Oh, yeah, I'll try history.
Oh, good grief. This is not my day for rolling.
A dirty 20.
7.
Yeah, Corvex, you remember correctly, you did meet him on the top floor. Abraxas, you were able to add to that he was using the conference room when you guys came up to the top floor. It probably isn't his office, but as legal counsel, he might be in there meeting quite a lot, or quite often, I should say. Quite often, because he's probably holding meetings with other lawyers, all sorts of, corporate lawyering going on.
Well, maybe we can somehow get in touch with Dante and have schedule a meeting with Dante tomorrow, and that'll get us on the floor.
Do we have that would be suitable payment for him? Doesn't he deal in souls and all of that?
Well, we did pay him 1 gold piece as a retainer, so we are still under contract right now, I believe.
And you don't think he will ask for payment?
You're thinking more pimp? You're thinking actual soul coin?
Yeah.
I believe that is what they deal with. With our short time there, there was much talk of.
That debt will come due soon enough.
I would think just to have this initial meeting, I don't think he's going to ask us for payment right away. Maybe if we ask him for a big favor?
I'm not as optimistic as you are.
I just figured you could use some of that lawyery jargon with him. That's right, you. Not me. It only worked once when I was in court in hell, and I don't think I can do it outside of there.
Yeah, I mean, other than maybe you could confuse him enough, but...
Give me a perception check, guys.
A what?
Perception.
Perception.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Is sight involved in this at all?
Yes.
Okay.
3.
26.
26.
Well, that negates my 3 pretty well, I think.
I appear to have rolled a nat 20
Wow.
for a 25.
Carry me!
And I got a rock.
All right, so the perception check. Well, Braxis doesn't see shit, but
No. I'm busy with the gravy.
it's been a long day. Who can blame it?
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna say, Corvex. I'm sorry, Arnoff. You sort of. Oh, okay. Oh, who is that? And Corvex kind of looks over to try to help you, and Corvex recognizes the person a little bit more, but being Corvex, he can't remember their name. I know it's more of an Abraxas quality.
Oh no, I just don't care what their name is.
But between Quiplik and Templeton, you recognize that Shirley DeFins is sitting there with a gentleman enjoying her dinner about 4 tables away from you.
Who is this person?
I just saw that name.
Shirley is the secretary to the CEO.
Yeah.
CEO secretary.
Oh, right. Yeah, that chick.
I even have the note on that. I have a note. Wow.
No.
My notes are on his desk.
Yeah, Rats out in Nebraska has brought a box of obsidian up to Shirley Defends.
Templeton, isn't that the CEO's secretary sitting over there at that table?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Do you happen to recognize her dining partner?
I don't know. Do I?
I don't believe either of us do. I was just trying to make conversation there.
He appears to be a tiefling. Older male. His horns are blackened. He is of a reddish tinge to his skin. Very slick, very well dressed. Appears to be trying to charm Shirley. But you don't recognize him.
So we're staring over there. What's her name? Sophie Flippers.
Close.
Alright, you guys look over there. I'm stealing the spoons.
I'm
Okay.
just trying to remember. I don't think I was even seen. Wasn't wasn't Abraxas the only one to interact with her?
Rhett's out. Myself, we brought up the obsidian box to her.
Yeah.
That's right. We were in
What's
trouble.
she? Was she there? She was also there when we had our meeting with Dante. She actually went off to get some scotch for him. That was to get her out of the room.
Yeah.
So I guess
So
we've all at
technically,
least
she's
met her.
seen all of us briefly.
Yep.
At the very
Was-
least.
I
No,
thought we
but
were
we-
invisible.
Invisible, yeah.
Oh, were
Oh,
we?
I
in-
could've
To us
been.
for hiding in the
Yeah.
elevator. We didn't.
Dante made us invisible to her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
I had forgotten that detail.
I remember some
Me
things.
too. That was mid-November, so.
Hmm.
So just the other day.
Just last week.
Yep.
Game time's funny like that.
It is.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what. I'm thinking I'm gonna go walk to the bathroom slow like, so as I'm passing the table I can try and overhear some of their conversation, perhaps. I'll tell you what I hear, if anything, when I get back.
Okay.
I mean, figure she's the CEO secretary. She might know some things. You never know.
Fair. Give me. All right, first of all, give me a stealth check so that see how obvious you are as you approach.
I would love to do that. Let's see if I'm gonna need the cat bell one. All right, stealth. Ten.
Okay, so you start to get up. You try to approach. You do start to approach, and you realize the bathroom is nowhere near on the route to her. So you kind of have to make this sort of awkward stutter step where you get caught kind of in between trying to get closer to hear them versus going where you wanted to go.
Is normal to get up and go to when you're at a restaurant.
Yeah. So you're going to have a relatively high DC here for your. Let's go an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. See, oh no. I would like to cat bell that.
Oh my. Let's see what you go. Oh yeah, no, that'd be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would very much like to cat bell that. Because literally anything would be better.
I don't know of anything.
Anything else is
Could go
better
s-
than a 1.
You could go slightly
we go.
lower.
How about a 16 instead?
It starts off hearing banana, banana, I snort the nose, but then transforms to nothing that you hear about. You don't hear any keywords that ring a bell, although you do hear her talking about how things seem like they're going to plan. All the players are in position. This seems like with the new acquisition, things should be going pretty well very soon. Shirley herself says she expects to see a big change in things relatively soon, if only they can get the help that they need on the top floor.
Okay.
And I'll assume that when you come back, you tell that to the guys.
Yeah. Aye, so they're plotting and scheming, see. What I heard is all of those things that the DM just said.
I was really busy with this gravy. Can you repeat that?
Aye, as I was saying, all of the things that the DM just said. Aye, that things are going according to plan, and that all should go well, provided they get a little bit of help from the top floor.
Banana, banana.
Also, banana, banana. I think that might have been about what they were ordering for dessert.
Did they happen to add the phrase "I snort the nose"?
I do not recall that. I think they said ring, 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 banana phone.
Oh no. That means we need to get out of here. And I'll plan it. Right now.
And off planet. Boy.
Sorry, I'm sorry not to be looking at you guys. I've been searching through some notes here to make sure I'm telling you guys the right things. Or, what I intend. Let me say it this way. So make sure I'm telling you what I intend to tell you rather than the right things. Those could be two completely different things.
Understood.
Tell us all the things.
You will tell us the things.
All right.
Sleep.
So
Sleep of ages.
now you have more information to work from. Now you know that Dante, your infernal lawyer friend, works up there. You now know that according to Shirley, they're looking for the right kind of help up there. So there's sort of two possible leads. Or you could come up with something else. Any ideas? Nothing.
I'm
Yeah, sometimes it's a little tough coming up with what the next step should be.
I mean, you could be all sexy and go, I couldn't help but overhear you saying that you're looking for some help up there.
I mean, that is an option.
And then offer our help up there.
Bum rush it. Go tell him.
I heard somebody say cast fireball. It's a bold choice, but
I mean, I don't know it, but
oh man, I feel like if you did, you'd be casting it a lot.
I was gonna say that would be dangerous.
All right, why don't we take a little bit break and try to come back.
Okay.
Let's see if
Sure.
I want to see if I can unfreeze John here.
Am I still frozen?
Yeah, it's hysterical to me.
weird.
So bizarre.
So bizarre.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay, you guys are still at the restaurant trying to come up with a plan to get yourselves to the second floor, or I'm sorry, the second floor, the top floor. So what I understand is you have two possible methods of getting up there. The first one, Templeton seemed to suggest, was not probably the wisest move, which was he could try to be Mr. Nobody and talk Shirley into being the people they need. And he rightly pointed out that doesn't seem very realistic or likely. You then have the idea that you could contact your lawyer friend, Dante, but the problem with that is you're worried about the cost that he might ask, which is, since he is actually a devil, he would want a soul stone, which I don't know. Apparently, you're not comfortable using that, or you might owe him a different kind of favor, which is always a problem when you're dealing with the devil. And the third option you came up with was going back to Azzy in R&D for robotics and somehow approaching her to be something. I didn't quite get the rest of that, so why don't you talk to me through that part?
Well, she had mentioned she was looking for a group, right?
She had told Abraxas that, it might have been an offhand thing, but there is a seed of something there where she mentioned, she was kind of seemed like she was being frozen out by Alpha Squad. They didn't trust her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was impressed by the crew that Abraxas worked with. So there's a possible opening there. There's a way you could approach her. I don't know exactly what that way is, but you could approach her as a different team and say, hey, why don't you come with us? Or you tell me.
Either Abraxas, well, it would have to be Abraxas leading in by basically saying, listen, this is the group that I, did that with. What are you looking to get out of, what are you looking to get out of this? We might be able to help you, and have you, work with us. Something along those lines.
I'm just giggling because I'm imagining a Cyrano de Bergerac sort of thing where you're like whispering off into the bushes to me, and I'm trying to talk as you.
He's texting you on your spell
Right.
stone, and you're just like, "Oh yeah,
But it doesn't quite come out right.
You are my density.
Yes.
Destiny.
So
Yes.
we was just wondering. Hold on here.
or you wind up with
If-
like an awkward pause because it was one of those messages that was too long, so it sent it in two chunks.
God, those days were horrible.
Yeah,
Especially when the second half didn't send and the third half showed up, and then
Right.
It just didn't make sense.
I don't understand a word you're saying.
It's a puzzle. So, right. I think out of character. I think it's not jealousy, but she was impressed by the fact that we were in a team and
Mhm.
that we did well as a team. And it's something she misses from being a part of Alpha Squad. Now, we can use that to either convince her without revealing who you all are, because that would be too dangerous for me and for my team, and to just trust me on this. But you need to get us on that top floor somehow. Or option B would be to have her join us, but I don't think that's a good option B. The reason why I say that as an option, though, is that so that she'll feel like she's on a team again.
Mhm.
Problem with that is she'll probably eventually see through Hercules Mulligan and see Templeton.
Right.
Especially once we, like, take the asset from the company, and she's like, "But I work for these guys. Maybe this is not a good idea."
Right. So I'm thinking I'll talk to her, tell her, so long as she can get us on that top floor, we'll get the job done. And that she just has to trust us.
I think that works for me.
And that
I'm
we don't
okay
want
with
anything in return except for 5 billion platinum pieces.
Heh. Lifetime supply of
Okay, fine.
chocolate bars.
Just kidding. 51% in Yalen Drutani. Okay, just kidding. A big bucket of buttered gravy.
By the
No,
way, I
yeah.
did actually mention to you guys all the butter gravy code words.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
going to
otherwise-
point that out.
So butter is for when that situation
To
normal.
prove.
And,
Well, that's
Yeah.
just that's used to prove who you are, right?
Oh, right. Okay.
And gravy means oh shit, the shit's hit the fan.
Or that we may be, it may be compromised.
Okay.
Okay.
So gravy is for when it's not all gravy.
Exactly.
Prepared for when the butter goes gravy.
When the butter curdles.
Ew.
Well,
Yeah.
curdle my butter. That's not a phrase, but it is now. Like, whoa.
You know what really curdles my butter?
All right, so that's
All right, so you guys you're going to go home for the evening?
yeah. I'll talk with her at work the next morning because it's already late, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's you guys have probably been hanging out in this restaurant a couple hours, drinks and food. Subtract some gold, a couple gold pieces from your character
Sure.
sheets because
Right.
this is a more upscale place. I know you said diner before, but that was too far away.
Yeah, no worries.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take a couple of gold.
Plus, I don't know
off.
too many diners named the Lamb's Laughter.
I've actually been to the Slaughtered Line in New York.
I forgot how much we've just been stacking paper as an adventuring party until I just looked at my money just now.
Yeah.
You guys probably already have, you probably earned 20 gold pieces from your first week or something like that. Well, about. I mean, the janitor probably didn't get as much as R&D.
You don't know how much I'm stealing to sell on the black market.
Well,
He actually already has all the plans. He's been working on this since day one.
Yeah.
I know about the lenses.
Rid, were you going to say something?
Why is my desk empty?
We should probably maybe make some rolls on those memos that I got.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can make some rolls. You're not necessarily going to be able to fill in the blanks, but maybe insight, maybe investigation. I don't know anything, or if not, maybe something that's not a skill.
I'd roll some insight about that. See if
That's
Cripple
not
kind
a
of lays them out next to each other, gives them a read, see what he can't figure out.
John,
if
would you
it's
read
not
the?
a-
Go ahead.
I was say if it's not a skill, then can Arnolf fight the paper?
That would
Can
make
I
him a
fight
paper
the memos?
tiger? No, paper lion.
I will
Use
force the papers into the correct position.
Intimidate them.
Can I
Intimidate them into giving up
intimidate
their
the
words.
papers? Yeah.
Gotta fight the
Tell me what
papers
you
that-
say.
Who does number 2 work for?
Scissors
John-
beats paper.
John, would you please read the scrap, or who was it who had the scraps? Was it John? During the recap at the beginning? Was it John or Tim that had the notes on the notes?
Let's see. All I wrote down was Arnold finds a note on a terminal that is telling weapons people to increase work to 16-hour days. He also finds something about an asset being acquired, but it's torn and singed.
Didn't he take a picture of it?
You did.
Yes.
Did we have any? So there was no other information than that I gave you.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, give me rolls that you think would help.
Looks like Quiplex got an insight check.
I recognize it as paper.
Could
Yeah.
over a little more.
I'll go
With
for
our powers combined.
I can try an investigation check.
Yep.
So, butts.
Oh man, 12 is not terrible, but for this sort of
Oh,
I rolled a
nat
3.
20 for a 29 on insight.
all right.
Now I'm picturing us like passing it around. Corvix has got it upside down. It's like, nah, I can't make heads or tails of
I know,
this.
it's paper. Leave it.
Yeah, it's
get away
paper.
from
I
it.
don't know what else you want
Goes
to
to
fold it up into it.
Templeton. That's not a burn mark. That's just a coffee ring stain. You can see right through it.
All right. So between Templeton and Quiplik, your intuition suggests to you that putting all these things together, the asset, your loss of Omarth, weapons division overnight getting inspiration and new plan ideas. It seems like if anybody has Omarth, it's Yalen Wutani. Alpha Squad must have got him, and they must have turned him over already. And he'd be held probably in the most secure place in the building. And these messages were literally coming from levels above, floors above weapons division.
So perhaps he is taking up residence in the CEO's office.
That could be the conclusion. That is correct. No one seems blown away by that revelation. I'll have to work on my mystery writing skills some more.
Well, we just at this point expect the worst.
Eh. Also, we've just spent some time putting these pieces together just now, so
Yeah.
wasn't like a sudden reveal of
Right.
information,
I
but
know,
like
I'm
the
just-
pieces coming together.
No, over the break, that's actually what we were talking about.
Oh, okay. I got up and left during the breaks.
The
And we
third
talked
plan.
amongst ourselves.
We come in with the nameless. We blow up the entire first top floor. We drop in, get guy, and fly away.
I like it.
I like this plan.
Basically, what I'm hearing is if you go too long without committing acts of incredible violence, you get bored.
No, I just
Yes.
commit the violence.
I mean,
In absence of violence, create violence.
go
One
play.
of the main features of my occupation is rage.
I'm here to watch him perform violence.
Say, Quiplex meet Arnolf. Arnolf, this is Quiplex.
Yeah, right.
See, his violence just helps me create more friends.
It is mutual benefit, yes.
I love this guy.
Well, you tell me what you want to do. I am not necessarily equipped tonight to have the Nameless attack the Yellow building. So if that was your plan, I would need to say, okay, we'll do that next time.
No, as much as I think that plan sounds awesome,
Unbridled
I
violence.
think subterfuge is the name of the game today.
Where's
One
there
with
water
fire?
for submarine?
Right.
What?
Another word for submarine. Can this subterfuge have fire? Bloodshed.
I'm thinking it'll likely involve violence in the end anyway, so
I like it.
all right, let me go have a word with Ezzy.
Please, more than one.
I can't guarantee nothing.
I know. I can talk to her.
So, Braxis is going back to the building, office building.
In the morning.
Oh, in the morning.
We're-
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do it like we're going to work. We're gonna have to do the same because they're expecting a team to when Jimbo and Azzy and them were and Kazi were talking. They were talking about making a move tomorrow anyway. We could be that move.
Everyone give me an insight check.
Okay. So
Another net 20.
Okay.
Well, I'm there.
All right. Let's go for you.
I guess it made up for the start.
That's good.
That's where all my dice rolls went.
Yeah.
The rest of us rolled all more or less the same.
Mediocre. Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Since
Not
you
bad, just not amazing.
DM, Tim. Ding. You have mail. It's been a while.
You have the flojo going on.
That is a very...
You're welcome.
Legally distinct notification noise.
So, I should bring this up then, or... Yeah.
I sent it as a DM, so you could do with that what you wish.
Okay.
A DM sent a DM, so.
Yeah.
Just knock at the door and Calvin's there. Ha.
Yeah. So, something has just occurred to me, guys.
You never bought a t-shirt at that concert.
Okay, now two things have occurred to me. But why would the top floor need a team? Why wouldn't they call Alpha Squad? What is Alpha Squad doing or not doing?
They've gone rogue.
Unless they're currently protecting the asset.
Would be that they're currently busy taking care of the asset.
I mean, it could be as simple as they're working security to make sure the asset's cool. Could be that there's something else they need them for. But what would that be? I don't know. What if Alpha Squad's being sent out to find us?
I
But
mean,
they don't know who us is. Us are. Who we is.
okay, half the time we don't know who he is.
I know I lost it a couple nights ago.
That's a
Decided
loaded
to-
statement.
Perhaps they've decided to back off after one of them was almost killed.
I would have gotten away with it too. Oh wait, you didn't mean that one.
Templeton,
Yeah.
on a daily basis, where do you think you would look for information, like the broadsheets? If you were looking through a broadsheet, is there a particular area that you think you and Alpha Squad would communicate through?
Broadsheets?
A broadsheet's
not-
an old-fashioned term for a newspaper.
Oh, okay. Probably the classifieds.
That occurs to you.
Okay. Is there a newspaper stand nearby?
Yeah, in fact, there's today's newspaper is you can find one in the sort of waiting area in the bar area.
Okay.
It's nice. It's a nice restaurant. It's it's kind of got the nice
Yeah.
high class furniture, dark wood, nice ambiance.
Okay. Yeah, I will pick that up and scroll through, see if there was maybe a response to my message to Azzy's mother
Give me an
or
investigation
something
check.
else. What's that?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Whew. Okay, it almost landed on a 2. Rolled to a 12. Oops, that's got to be reconnected. But 12 plus 8 is a dirty 20.
You guys see Templeton get up, grabbed a rolled up newspaper from the bar, and come back to the table and start combing through the classifieds. Templeton, as you go through the classifieds, you're not seeing anything there. However, you do see something under personals that kind of catches your eye. You can't be 100% sure,
Mm-hmm.
but wanted, handsome bard, to talk about old business. Contact, and then there's a spellstone number.
Crap. I need a burner.
Corvex.
Wait, what did you say? What?
Starts
Corvex is like, wait, huh? What are we burning?
Who am I burning?
No.
Who or what?
Burner
Yes.
spellstone.
I mean, you can use.
I'm keeping this real quiet. Like,
We did actually just pick up some burners. Or do you need a new one?
Just trying to get a hooker in the paper. Just give him a phone.
one that we haven't. Do we have one that we haven't used? Jeez. Can't even say that line without. Anyways, we got a spellstone we haven't used yet.
Abraxas opens up a pouch and there's like 8 of them in there. There you go. Do you want this one? It's Konia. I got this
Well,
one.
not that one.
Yeah, sure.
It's
bedazzled.
practically indestructible.
No,
Yeah,
save that one. It would make great weapon of opportunity.
Right? Strap it to a stick. It's a makeshift hammer.
Mule deer.
What did I?
What was your code?
What was my stupid? Oh yeah,
Which cover are you looking for? I don't know.
fingers on the jazz.
Are you sending that as a text?
As pickup lines go, it's near indecipherable.
What was the line
Irresistible.
again? It was something about looking for a. Yeah, whatever the Bard's statement was, I'm going to lead with that.
Okay, and then are you adding your code?
No, not on the first text.
You get back, who dis?
Just might be the bard you're looking for.
Respond back, new spellstone, who dis?
Get back, looking for, and then the description kind of matches your physical features.
And then I will reply with, if I didn't know any better, I'd say the singer's on the jazz.
A moment goes by.
By the way, I'm going to start walking right out the building.
Okay.
I tossed them my other spellstone and start walking.
Okay.
I said to the guys, just in case, give me a sec. Toss them my my work spellstone and go out the door. Is there someplace I can duck into and drop my disguise?
Yeah, there's an alleyway. You could be fairly safe if you
Okay.
stealth well.
Download a bunch of apps on that phone. Rack up a huge bill.
Okay. What is my stealth plus? +6, so that's a 21.
Yeah, you're Superman changing in a phone booth. Nobody's even. You drop your disguise. You are fully Templeton. Wait, I forgot your last name.
Benedict?
Templeton Benedict. Thank you. Again. So this whole time, you've been waiting for a reply. And eventually, you see like the 3 little dots swimming.
Mm-hmm.
It says, it comes through, let's meet and talk about old times.
When, where?
Tonight. Midnight. Glastonbury Park.
Okay. I'm I walk back towards the place I came out of, and then I send a I use message to message Arnolf, and I tell him if it takes more than one, I'll send a couple. But I'm meeting Alpha Squad. What was the name of the park again?
Glastonbury Park.
At midnight. For safety, I'm not coming, or I won't go back to the apartment before then. And then I'll also say, I'd love for some backup, but if it's too much for you guys right now, I get it. Templeton's still kind of, off when dealing with his old group.
Mm-hmm.
Is this happening like right before the workday, or
This is still nighttime. We
Yeah,
had just
this
stayed
is-
up at the diner. He was
Yeah,
reading the
this
paper
is
in the
still
diner.
nighttime before.
Right. He
So
stepped
this
out
would be-
into an alley.
Yeah.
Templeton is going to meet his old team in the Western Park at midnight. He wonders if we would want to come along. I am fine
should-
with smashing heads.
We should go along.
We should, but we should definitely be incognito.
I'm not getting
Right,
in
lads. It's trench coats all around.
I mean, I can be sitting on a bench pretending to read a paper. You could be sitting on a bench pretending to read a paper. Arnoff, you can sit on a bench.
Oh, you could pretend to read a magazine. You gotta
There you
switch it
go.
up.
That's different. Rutsop can be throwing newspapers in the air and shooting them.
I feel like that's you can copy my work, but change it up a little so it doesn't look like we're cheating of undercover work. Newspaper, magazine, library book.
Yeah, I mean that's totally. Oops, I did the wrong thing there. That's totally normal at midnight in a park.
Or I guess it could be a bunch of. Okay, I'll be sleeping on a park bench under a bunch of newspapers. Corvex will be sifting through trash.
I'm gonna be anyway.
To be fair, I don't think the time really matters in a place that's
Oh,
always
that's
late.
true. It's always late.
Yes, we are. We are
Right.
on the planet where it's always daytime.
That's
well,
true.
on this side of the planet.
In the city that never sleeps.
I imagine the sales of blackout curtains have got to be going gangbusters on this planet.
Well, there was that one neighborhood that actually has an artificial darkness to it. I think that was where Ozzy's mom was living. Is that what I said?
Hmm.
Yeah. Blasted Brook Park is near that. So what's the plan? Is you guys are going as a group? Is Templeton going alone?
I think
I
he's
thought
going
that I
to
was
look
going
like
to-
he's going alone,
Yes.
and then we're just kind of like sneaking around, watching him.
All right. All right. You can gather. You would figure that since they're naming the place, trying to get there early so that you can set up. They're probably going to do the same thing if they're not there already. So just keep that in mind as like you try to plan out. Oh yes, let's do this. Let's we'll have this undercover thing. They didn't.
I
say,
go to hide in the tree. There's already somebody up there. We
Yeah.
just kind of take different branches and say,
Yeah.
"Cool."
Hey.
But what do you do when you have a cat in the tree? How do you get him down?
Call the fire department.
Chop down the tree.
I will chop down the tree.
I would just be worried if the
Fall down.
elephant was in the tree too.
He's really good at hiding.
All right, let's see. Enterprises. I need Reds out. Okay. So how are you going to do this? Give me a clear idea so I know how to anticipate the way that this goes.
How active is this park, considering, light all the time and stuff?
Well, as I said, this is near the artificial gravity neighborhood. Artificial darkness neighborhood. So it would not be very active at midnight, even on Everlight.
Then hide and tree.
Okay.
And I'll look disheveled and under a bunch of newspapers on a bench.
I'm gonna go for the ultimate cover and wild shape into a squirrel. It will also allow me to be a little bit closer to Templeton without causing any alarm or tipping anyone off.
Okay.
We
Until they
might
see
need
the-
to get disguises. To disguise our disguises.
Let me mark
But different from the
down that I can
disguises
spend
that we
a wild
use
shape.
for fighting them
What a tangled,
earlier.
what a tangled web we
Inception.
weave.
Inception.
Oh shit! Come on.
I don't know if you ain't saying we need to come up with yet another name, are you?
Absolutely not. Big coat and stupid mask for me.
I mean, we can't just be background extra number 1, homeless guy on bench number 2.
Why? Why is it not doing? Why is it not helping me? Sorry, I'm having problems setting up tokens. Christmas. All right. Sorry. All right. Let's go to the map. I'm trying to biggen this a little bit.
I like these animated maps.
Yeah, kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm placing your tokens there to allow you to try to position them the way you'd like them to be. So I knew that I heard Arnulf in a tree. I heard Quiplik as a squirrel. And that's about all I heard.
Abraxas on a park bench under newspapers, but if there's no park bench, then just curled up next to the wall there. Maybe.
Yeah, place yourself where you want to go. I'm sorry.
I guess it depends on where they're going to meet, but I was thinking up against this wall. Under newspapers, and I've got I grabbed some paper cups and food wrappers and just made the area around me look used, lived in.
Okay. Quiplik, where you want to be a squirrel?
In the general vicinity of Templeton.
I'm gonna walk in late and walk in like just about at time and walk into the center.
Okay.
All right, so Quipple will just be someplace around. The other benefit of being a squirrel is I can move around very inconspicuously. So
All right.
Inconspicuously.
yes, inconspicuously.
Corvex, what are you doing?
I
Gonna
don't know.
squirrel
Turtle
casually.
shell on the back of a squirrel.
I'm picturing that now.
That'd be completely normal in Kingdom of Steam, but
Yeah. Now I'm picturing it just for a brief moment that anytime Quiplik wild shapes, it still has a turtle shell.
Corvex, what are you doing?
I love it.
Not really doing much of anything. Picking through stuff. Just, being myself.
Yeah, but where are you positioned? Like, are you on the ground there? Are you in a tree?
Yeah. There's no garbage in the trees.
All right.
Or is there?
You're a weirdo looking around for trash in the park. Am I understanding that correctly?
Have you seen me? Yeah.
Okay. So not in disguise. Cool. And Red
Sure.
Sow.
Nobody knows what I look like anyway.
So take all your clothes off.
How would they know?
Sir? That's what I say every day.
And Red Sow, where would you like to be?
I was gonna kind of just, or basically where I am here, but just maybe slowly move around.
I
I'm barely hearing him.
North
Yeah,
a
I
little
can
bit.
barely hear you. And the car just went by outside, so it's like
How about now?
a little better.
It's actually just thinking of just kind of hanging where I am and just maybe slowly, just kind of meandering up north a little bit. Just casually out for a stroll.
Okay.
Make myself up here-ish.
So you guys get there about how early did you want to get there?
What time was it when
What
we
time
ate?
does? I was gonna say, what time does work get out?
You guys got out around 5. Spent a couple hours at the restaurant. 7. It would take you maybe half hour, 45 minutes to get there. So let's just say 8. If you went right from
Sounds good.
So you'd have about 4 hours to kill until the rendezvous.
Oof. Then I'm actually asleep.
Ah,
I was going to say 2 hours just to play it safe, but early enough, I would think that we would try to recon first just to make sure.
You may not also
know.
want to all go in at the same time.
Right. So maybe starting
that's
at
also a good point.
4 hours.
Also,
in
maybe
advance.
do a quick sweep of the area, make sure nobody else is hiding in the tree next to me, or else pretending to be a bum, or whatever else.
Or disguised as the tree you're in.
That'd
That's
be
awkward.
interesting.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Let the homeless guy go in first. I'll go in early, lie down, maybe pretend to eat, then sleep, and then maybe like an hour after that, someone else comes in.
I'd probably be the last one to come in because I can only stay wild shaped for 2 hours.
Okay.
So
I would think the very last one should be Reds out to look like he's just ambling by.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, so maybe the squirrel an hour early. Something
Okay.
like that.
yeah, and I mean the other thing is I could show up to the park, walk around as myself for a little while, then change into a squirrel. Definitely picturing him just like walking behind a tree and then coming out the other side as a squirrel.
Big turtle man, and then whoop,
Whoop.
squirrel with the turtle shell.
All right. They say waiting is the hardest part. Abraxas, maybe you actually do nod off for a little bit. You go about what you're doing here. So the guys who are out in the open, like not Quiplet, because he can just be a squirrel. So let's say Corvex, Abraxas, and Red Sout. Give me a check to make it look that you're looking natural here. You can pick the skill if it makes sense.
Stealth?
Yep, that could be one.
Nat 20 on the
Wow.
stealth.
You are looking very natural.
19. No, 19.
You also are looking very natural.
50.
Pretty good. Yeah, you look like a dude out on a stroll. To the casual observer, Red Sout wouldn't seem out of place. But you're not dealing with casual observers here. You're dealing with another group of mercenaries, adventurers, experienced people who have told you the time and place that you should meet. At midnight, Templeton, you enter the park. What do you do?
I check to make sure that I don't have any new messages, and walk out into the center here.
Okay, before we continue here, I didn't ask the other guys. Arnulf, was there anything you wanted to do?
Well, from in the tree, keep an eye out for any movement.
All right, so first give me a stealth check because you're hiding in the tree, correct?
Yes.
All right, let's do that first, and then we'll do a perception check. Not bad for stealth, 14.
$17.
17. All right. Arnold, you notice that there appears to be a shadow, an unnatural shadow that doesn't belong over here.
Would you say notice that?
A shadow, like behind the wall?
Yes.
I'm gonna watch that spot, but I won't make a move yet.
Okay.
Oh, we'll use the spellstone to maybe relay shadow by wall as a message, and that's it.
I'll put that circle there as our sort of marker. And 17. Why is it showing my rolls on the screen? That's not cool. Huh. That's just a raw roll. That's not incorporating bonuses.
I'm not seeing him come through on.
I'm not seeing them,
All right.
Nope.
and they're not on the stream either because it's too far to the right. So
Yeah, the only thing on the stream is just the map, so I think it's fine.
All right. How about Red Stout? Did you want to try to observe anything?
Sure.
Give me a roll and then tell me where you're looking.
Okay. I'm looking at my feet.
Yeah, you're having trouble adjusting perhaps a little bit here to the weird light. It is half light, half dark. It's sort of like a twilight type of moment here because this park is very close to the artificial dark neighborhood. So, not picking up anything. How about Abraxas? Actually, Quiplik, go ahead and give me a roll too. I just assume everyone. Quiplik and Corvex, I assume everyone's looking.
Okay.
Perception?
Yeah.
Perception. Yeah.
Percepting.
13?
Percepting. 23.
All right.
16.
With 13, Abraxas, you don't notice anything. Corvex with a 16. You two, in the spot that Arnold pointed out, you hear just the slightest sound. Quiplik, where would you like to look?
You see. Maybe along the wall. Yeah, I'll say along the wall.
Can you click it so I have an idea?
Sure. This seems like there's a kind of wooded spot here. That sort of caught my eye.
Quiplik, with the 23, you notice there's a couple of strange indentations in the ground. And as a squirrel, you don't have enough height to really see what they are, but they do seem strangely out of place.
I'll probably wind up circling around them, not wanting to change out of my squirrel form, but or maybe I'll climb up a tree or something to see if I can't look down on them and get a better idea of what I'm looking at.
The only tree would be further away. I mean, that's a possibility.
Or, well, I mean, this wall is right here. Couldn't I scamper up the wall?
Sure, you could scamper up the wall near where the shadow is.
Yeah. I should move my token to be more over here.
Probably ill-advised.
Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can freehand this. If I gotta come out like crap. Hold on. They are about the same shape. Two indentions in the ground.
Okay.
So that's the scene. That's what you guys have noticed as Templeton walks to the center of the park. Templeton, you're kind of looking around. You have your burner phone in your hand. You're kind of looking at that, seeing if you're gonna get a message. You try to be careful as you look towards your friends, make sure they're in the spot. And suddenly, a pile of leaves near you rustles, and from it, you see a loxodon that you recognize as Barca. Well, if it isn't our old face man, I owe you one for back in the arena. It was you that brought me back up, wasn't it?
Even considering you decided to ghost me for how long now? Couldn't let you just die like that. We've been through a few things.
It's always so awkward when one runs into one's ex. Who left who? Why? Does it really matter, Templeton?
Nah. I mean, sure, I went on a bit of a bender thinking y'all died and couldn't find head nor hair of anybody. But, you know, it's all good.
He looks a little like he's considering that. I didn't know you care that much. Maybe we did make a mistake freezing you out of our moves. I just want you to understand it was nothing personal and nothing professional, really. You were always the kind of guy that helped a plan come together. But we saw opportunities that we didn't think you'd be down for. We saw opportunities that we didn't want you to get involved with. So believe it or not, our disappearing act was an attempt to protect you.
Insight.
Okay.
$23.
23. There seems to be some sincerity there. He seems to really mean that it was sort of to protect you. It was also sort of because he didn't think you'd go along with their new moves.
So, still got the whole gang playing together?
Oh,
I saw
yes. Almost them all.
almost.
We've had a recent resignation that has given us pause as we consider those who have not been around us for a while. I'm sure you know Ozzy is around as you've visited her mother.
Her mother's the only one I found thus far.
Oh, is that what we're doing, Templeton? Are we lying? Someone sent Astra Allegra to us in an altered state, and if that wasn't you, I don't know who that would be.
Fair. I was thinking of the teammates I hadn't talk to. So Astra, well, she was actually just kind of caught in the wrong place at the wrong time doing something stupid, if you honestly ask me.
I would agree with that assessment, although the circumstances, I believe, would be different. When she came back to us, someone had gotten to her. Someone had flipped her against us. The betrayal. How could you, Templeton, after I took such pains to keep you safe?
Really, that's how you're going to play it? Honestly, I didn't flip her. I didn't even know she got acquired till she showed up last minute and said that she'd try and help us a little.
If you didn't turn her personally, surely you have a crew, and someone on that crew turned her for you.
Nope. Nobody on the crew turned her for me.
Deception.
Sure, but it's the truth too.
That is an equivocation of truth.
But 15 plus 8. So 23.
23.
Something's not right. And if it's something that you didn't have a hand in, then there's a third party involved here, and that's even more disturbing. When she came to us, I assumed it was you. Or, as I said, someone on a new crew that you're on. Turned her. I
I
figured.
will say that the one who I assume turned her is not unknown to me, or not, I guess you could say, on good terms with me even. Well, not me directly, but
The truth
you know,
comes
the
out
crew.
in stages. Why, Templeton? Why is it just to get back at us for leaving you?
Oh no. Believe it or not, after I sobered up and, oddly enough, spent a little time gambling with goblins, which is actually a surprisingly good way to make money. I found a new crew.
Go. Good for you. You always had a way of landing on your feet.
You know,
As I
it's
said,
easier when they're not as big as yours are.
as I said, maybe I made a mistake cutting you out. I'd like to rectify that error, offer you your old position back. We've recently had new openings. We would love to have you back.
That's a rough call. I've got a crew now that didn't leave me yet. I'm more interested in what's the deal with you? What's your need for someone like me? Because if you're in the position of needing my services again, then Well, I guess the easiest way to say it is I'm not the only one whose shit's gone sideways, son.
Oh no, it's charity. We're making so much money now, we can't even figure out how to spend it all. So another member on the crew, one of your competence, would be welcome. And the stakes have never been higher. Despite what you may think of us, we are acting to save as many lives as we can. Surely you know we work for Yale and Mutani now. That employer is one I knew you would not approve of.
There's a truth to that statement, yes. Because you know what they do,
I know.
and I've seen it
I do
over and
indeed.
over again.
And we do some of it for them now.
Yeah. Just ask Astra.
I don't think I can. Whatever you think of Yale and Mutani is true. To an extent. Our interest aligns with theirs, not simply for financial gain, but because they are our best hope. Not the Alliance, who's crawled into bed with a Gith. Yalen is easy. They are motivated by one thing, survival. And if there is a second, greed. Those are easy things to understand and manipulate. Especially when so much is on the line. So I say to you again, Templeton, will you rejoin us and help as many people as possible?
I'm not one for just jumping ship, as you know. I will say, give me a reason. Give me something to even consider. Because, quite frankly, your words right now are, well, I believe maybe you do mean them, but at the same time, they're the same rhetoric and bullshit that we were told, back in the day when we were actually trying to help people by the people we were trying to, work against.
Yes, your crew and the bullshit. Like the bum back there. He's one of yours. And the Tin Man. He's one of yours. You were
So
smart.
who'd you lose?
You were smart not to come alone. I didn't.
Of course you didn't.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
29.
That silver tongue of yours still rests firmly in your mouth, doesn't it? Very well. I believe you know what threatens us all. The Midran are no boogeyman, no monster under the bed. They exist, and they are an existential threat to the Alliance, Everlight, and every planet with sentience. Yalen, we believe, have the only methods of stopping them, made greater now by a recent acquisition that you originally thwarted us at, but through clever subterfuge, we took back for ourselves. That's
Who was that?
what I have
Is
to
that
say.
your new?
The new you, if you will. The countenance as he goes. We call him the Count.
Was he really the one playing that bad at the concert?
I'll be sure to pass along your critique.
Listen, if you're gonna, play the part, you got to be able to play the part.
As I said, a man of your talent would be welcome back on Alpha Squad.
And who'd you lose?
As I said, we just have wealth to spend, and we were looking for another good man.
Okay.
Think about it, Templeton.
I will. I might even talk it over with a few of my friends. Same time. And I hold up the burner phone. I go, we have a good crew. And we know how to do things.
Perhaps we could take them all on.
Or at the very least, give us something to work with to work on this. You're doing your work to try and save everybody inside the corporation.
No. We're not trying to save everyone. That would be impossible. We're trying to save as many as we can.
Right.
And if you will not join us, you would do well to not get in our way again.
I'm not looking at that directly. I'm just thinking, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but there could be an asset for you to do things outside of the corporation. As long as it's a little bit of quid pro quo of what, is going on inside the corporation. I'm not promising nothing.
Nor am I. But you have given me something to think about, Templeton. Same time tomorrow night, here. You come with your
Sure.
decision. I'll come with mine.
Sure.
Good evening. He walks away. You can feel the ground rumble slightly under his heavy steps. As he makes his way up the stairs and away, the shadow where that circle is marking things also moves away. Quiplik,
Yes.
you hear an eerie metal machine sound. Give me another perception check.
Sure. Perception. 21.
Okay. The two impressions disappear in accordance with the mechanical sounds you hear. Then they reappear one after the other, going up towards that corner there, to the northeast corner. Heavy thudding accompanying each new impression.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that, as it is past the 11 o'clock hour, is a wonderful place to stop for the evening. So, oops, that's not what I wanted. So, anyway, we will be back here next Wednesday to see what comes of this mysterious midnight meeting in the park and its sequel. What will you guys do? How will you handle it? How will Templeton and the rest of the hunters take on Barca's proposal to join forces? What's really going on at Yale Butani? Where is Amarth? Who's responsible for these new weapon designs? All this and more may be revealed next Wednesday around the 8 o'clock hour Eastern Time, right here on the CT Avis channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can be informed when we go live every week. We have a very good record of doing every show weekly. Also, our friends, we're all in the Odd Lot here, but our friends over on the Odd Lot channel on YouTube will be streaming Sunday with Kingdom of Steam and Monday with the new Pathfinder 2 campaign, which just got started last week. So go check out their channel, our channel, other channel, I guess I would say. Sees episode 1, so you can jump right in on a brand new, but it's sure to be a funny, ridiculous, and epic adventure. We'll see you all next week.